gamers, welcome back to the Ultra Space Time Podcast, episode 59, the big 59. And as always, before we start, don't forget Twitch Prime, not a crime. So if you have that Prime sub lying around, make sure to support your favorite streamers, 59 Gaming, and leave it here if you want to. This is a special podcast to us because obviously 59. And today we are joined by the one and only free-to-play legend, Azdeek. How you doing, man?
Doing amazing, man. Living that free-to-play life.
Living that free-to-play life. Insane.
Yeah.
We are...
Hey, yo, Palm, I think you're muted.
I know. I'm fixing it right now.
Okay. Sorry.
There we go. Say something. Anybody?
Yo.
Hello.
Amazing. This is working much better than expected. Not. All right, give me a second. I need to figure this out. In the meantime, I can already tell you about the topics. And that is the topics of today. We are talking about Rosé. We're going to talk about the Limit Break banner, the Tournament of Power changes. We have the Slot Remover update and our thoughts on it. We got the free-to-play units that are now going to be called event exclusive, all of them. And we have another big announcement. And I'm going to try and talk to Azdeek again. Can you say something?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
What's good,
there we
chat?
go.
Yep.
There we go. So we have Azdeek over here. You already heard him just for a little bit. We are joined by Battleamore, the Banana Man.
Hello, everybody.
We are joined by our God Key and Saiyan's friend, Noctis. What's up?
I'm a friend. Nice, man. Yo, what up, boys? How you doing?
Exactly. And recurring guest, happy to have you back on here. The man, the legend, DFree, DBZHD, 280p, 4K TV.
You forgot the Blu-ray. I've upgraded to Blu-ray, man.
Oh, I didn't.
Since
I missed
Blu-ray's
that.
become
I
very
must have
prominent.
missed the memo. I'm sorry, man.
No, I'm happy to be here once again.
Very happy to have you back on. And with that said, let's start with the first topic, and that is the free-to-play unit, Utopia's best friend, Rosé. Noctis, as a God Key main, or not main, but frequent player, how do you like him?
First of all, he's basically on future, okay, man?
Okay, sorry, man.
Also, good. I hope you are.
No.
He has really good stats for a free-to-play unit. Overall, he's really, really damn good for a free-to-play unit. Like, easy to farm, etc. The only weird thing is that he's yellow in my book. Like, I don't like that for the future team. I would have liked him to be, I don't know, like blue or something like that. The only issue that I also have is like his main ability. It's kind of lackluster. It's like missing something. It's only healing him, giving him slightly more damage, and that's basically it. But having that kind of VB-ish passive to draw 2 strike cards is really, really damn good. Especially for Rising Rush farming. Everyone likes Rising Rush, right?
No.
Also that he can draw it while doing a blast card. The only thing is your opponent needs to bleed. It can be an issue if you face someone that's immune to everything, but it shouldn't be too hard to trigger. Also, he gets like that whopping 70% damage up. Also, keep in mind you can easily 14-star him, so that's gonna be really damn effective. Restoring that key, also really damn good. Getting more damage up with the strikes, activates twice. Goes away when switched out though. The 3 time account elapse is kind of awkward because sometimes you draw that card and it like kind of bamboozles you, right? So you randomly have that green card in hand. But it's also still good for him because you have like a 100% chance to inflict bleed on the next card after you use that green card. But yeah, those time account passes, they're always like kind of hit or miss for me, like to be honest. Sometimes they really save you, sometimes they throw away your priority basically. But yeah, this blue card, kind of like the red rosé, like nothing too crazy. And TOP is kind of trash in my book. Other than that, his Z ability for being a free-to-play unit is really damn good, I gotta say. And yeah, that's basically my opinion for the new free-to-play rosé. How about you guys? How do you feel?
I love him. I think he's, a really, really good free-to-play option, right? Especially there's going to be a lot of people out there that don't have the future Gohan. right? And so I think that's going to be really, really nice for like a supplementary unit, a filler unit, if you will, right? Because he's very strong. Like his kit is, I would say, like they made him. One of the only critiques that I really have about him is that I wish that he had a blast armor in his blue card, like the green transforming one. But it's asking a little bit too much, I understand. But other than that, it's like, dude, like the stuff that you can pull off with this guy is absolutely crazy, right? He can have the Vanish Restoration, and that's every single time he switches in, those effects reset. So it's not like he can only do it one time after 6 counts. It's like every single time he comes into the field, he's going to be able to do that. You're going to be able to take advantage of it. And it's going to, at first, I was like very skeptical of it on paper, because I was just like, are we really going to be able to take advantage of it at all times? But for the most part, I'm always, I would say like at least like 70% of the time, I'm getting my Vanish back just because of that aspect, right? I use my Vanish, 6 timer counts have elapsed, and then I get it again. It's really, really nice.
In my showcase video for him, that mechanic specifically saved me like twice. It was hilarious. Like it allowed me to avoid a rush at the perfect time, whereas he would have gotten destroyed. So in my book, that mechanic is perfect because it RNG like popped in at the exact perfect moment I would have ever needed it. What I'll say is the green card on the earlier topic, isn't the canceling of buffs also a cancellation of the immunity?
I think
it cancels buff effects.
I think it depends.
Not attribute upgrades.
Yeah, because some like let's say Red Gogeta, he has like 3 immunities, right? So maybe it cancels one of them.
Well, specifically buff effects should be the upgrade to be immune, right? It's kind of early for me. I can't really think about this, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might be like LF Rose, like where he gets
the
his
reason I
extreme
ask
bleed.
is because if he cancels immunity, then really with the guaranteed bleed, I mean, with really like the way he's built is pretty smart. Like he is going to be getting the bleed pretty much always with that green card, which he draws, and then it snowballs into the long combo extension with the key gain, and also the fact he 4-straw strikes. Like he's got, and the green gives him a crap ton of key too. Like the green is incredible for his kit. So like if it also cancels immunities, what I'm thinking, if it doesn't, then it's still good. But if it does what I'm thinking, then it's like he's designed very well. So I like him a lot. Like I mean, the main ability is kind of just really cookie cutter. It's a nice amount of health to restore. Could it have done more? Sure, but I'm not really mad about it because he is a free 14-star, you know. But I think he's probably, I don't want to be like hyperbolic and talk about him like, you know, in too big of a light because he's brand new, you know what I'm saying, recency bias and whatnot. But he's probably one of the better free-to-play characters in the game overall. So that's how I feel about him. Especially like with the tags and all that stuff overall. Like, I mean, being yellow is kind of spotty, but I really don't mind it all that much personally. Especially if you don't have Future Gohan, it's a good choice. And especially if you don't have like a highly starred or a decently starred Future Gohan as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a very good point to bring up too. It's just the fact that it's these free-to-play characters, they've been very, very solid on release. Like you just got back from Kid Buu, right? The free-to-play Kid Buu. He was also very solid. I still see him like to this day, like in PvP and stuff like that. He's not one of those units that kind of just came out. He came and went, right? I see him on powerful opponent teams. I see him on regeneration teams. You know, I see him getting Zenkai buffed and all that good stuff. And I feel like this dude is going to do the same. I'm still going to see him here and there. Not optimally on every single team or anything like that, but it really gives me a lot of hope for these future free-to-play units, right? Because if they follow the same format with these really good Z abilities, you know, strong kits and stuff like that are going to be, you know, viable. I think that's the most important part, is that they're just absolutely viable, whereas we've had free-to-play units in the past where they just feel like you're going to put yourself at a direct disadvantage just by bringing this unit, right? The main culprit of that sometimes feels like the free-to-play Gokus that we got for the 3rd anniversary.
They were dead on arrival.
Not spectacular for the most part.
You're very diplomatic. I mean, I think outside of doing showcases, have you ever used them again?
No, and every time I see them, I like have a quick sigh on the opponent's team. I'm like, it's like, why? Like, I mean, maybe you don't have the options or whatever, so it's hard to tell like why somebody would be using them. But every time I see them, I'm just like, why? You know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that the only time you're gonna see them is on season reset, because you're gonna be lumped in with like the BR30 people.
Yeah. At least for now, anyway.
Yeah, until the league.
But when you see
happens.
like that Namek Saga team with the Super Saiyan Goku.
Well, so like some of them are okay. Like he's okay.
Yeah,
He fits
he's
fine.
okay,
like
yeah.
especially like as Z ability. They all are a good Z ability fodder, but some of them just don't even have teams. Like Boo Saga, for example. You know.
Yeah,
But also like I guess like the Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan God ones, I guess, were the ones that I saw the most after they came out.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
As for
Palm, before we
Rosé-
move on,
Yeah, I was
you
about
are
to say
still
as-
muted.
What?
Huh?
You are still muted.
I am. Yeah, I am.
He knows, man. He knows.
Okay.
It's a hopeless, man.
It's very hopeless. All right.
But yeah, I wish Rose would at least get like 20 keys so he can do like a strike card on his main ability, right? But it
Yeah,
is
but it's
viable.
because they
He's
give
still
him
viable.
the forced draw of the green, and the green gives him
Yeah.
that. Like that's
I
why.
guess, yeah.
That's why the main is so cookie cutter, is because the green is his entire kit. Like if you start the
true.
combo with the green already in hand, and then you get the bleed, then you get the strike draw, and then by the time you've used a couple of strikes or a couple cards in your hand, you get another green. Like that's his entire
And you-
kit.
yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, true.
Yeah, so that's why he's built the way he is. But the green gives him a crap ton of key in the first place. It's like what, 40 key or something like that.
Yeah, 40, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. Especially when he's getting key automatically anyway. So like he really runs into an issue where he just doesn't have enough cards really overall. But in my initial like testing of him, I was just like, yeah, like if you get everything in the optimal scenario for him, he's popping off with a bunch of cards. So
Yeah, also it can be really tanky, I noticed. It's not like a free-to-play
Yeah.
unit that's like a glass cannon, but he can also tank. That's really damn good.
And one thing, like, that's why I said, like, his main, I'm not mad about his main, but, like, he heals a lot of HP. It's like 35% or whatever. He heals a lot of HP, man. And he has access to, like, some equips as well that can increase healing as well, if you wanted to do that. He heals a lot. So he has good surviving power. And again, like I said, free 14 stars. So he's automatically going to be in a position where he's got the higher stats than a lot of the normalized player-to-player characters. Like I said, like Future Gohan is, I think we'd all agree, better, but like if you have him at 2 or 3 stars, what's really better for you on your team? The 2-star or the 14-star? That's still
Yeah,
good,
definitely.
right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I like him a lot, though. I think his design is pretty smart. I like him a lot.
I
I
do
like his
too.
art too.
I'm glad to hear that because I have not played him at all. Like all season, I've just been playing my disgusting region team, but I'm also not using Rising, so it's kind of I'm crippling myself. I don't want to cripple myself even more.
No, what you're doing is you're making everybody's life miserable. Because the
Oh, yeah.
Rising just makes it go faster from both sides. But if you're not going to do that, you're just going to stall and go to timer every match. You're making everybody's life miserable.
Oh, but it's not even like I feel like region has this rep from when Kid Buu was like Fat Buu was still everywhere. I mean, he's still in the region team.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
almost all the time, and I'm probably gonna just out myself to everybody running into me in queue, but I'm playing like yellow, purple with DKP, LF Piccolo, and Cell. And yeah, the
That's
LF
very
Piccolo
offensive version of the team.
yeah, you know, like the LF Piccolo, yeah, he's tanky, but Cell and, you know, to an extent, DKP, not the tankiest of units. And I don't have, you know, this insane amount of healing if I had Fat Buu in there, you know.
No, that team has had that reputation because of that too. But like from like the original Zamasu days and stuff, like, they're always gonna have the reputation of going to timer and making
yeah.
everybody's life miserable. It's never gonna go away. But that's a very offensive version of the team that I don't think I'd want to play because of the Dragon Ball issues. But yeah. You got King Piccolo and Cell just getting rid of all your Dragon Balls all the time. Sounds
Especially
fun.
if you bring Gohan, I can get rid of 8.
Yeah, sounds
Yep.
fun.
So hey, that's what I do, so to not get rushed, you know. But hey, we digress. But yeah, we didn't get an insane amount of things this week. But one thing that we did get, and that a lot of people are asking for, and I feel like the expectations were a little too high from having 2 limit break banners within a month before the anniversary, is ta-da! We got a limit break banner. Azdeek, as a free-to-play player, what would you say? Summon or not?
Dude, I have to say summon. I used to be in the boat where it was like, don't summon on these banners because I wanted to just save my CC and stuff like that. But as of right now, especially for someone like me who, when I chase an LF unit, even though that's really not advised ultimately overall, if I chase an LF unit, it's only 1 copy. Right? I only go for 1 copy. So these kind of limit break banners are a godsend for me because this is basically one of the only means that you have, which is a very limited amount of means to actually get stars on my LF characters, right? Because we do got the hoi poi. They're introducing more systems and stuff like that in order to get more LF Z power. But overall, this is your best bet because this is 600 Z power for your LF units. And not only that, you're getting a good chunk of just regular multi-Z power for your sparking units for your 1%, right? So I would definitely advise everyone to summon on this. If you don't summon on this, then I think I would have to go as far as to say it might be a mistake to not summon on this. There's just too much value there at this point in time, right? Especially with these, you want more stars on your LF characters, right? Whether you're free to play or whether you're spending like, you know, an unimaginable amount of money, I still imagine people want. I mean, unless you got everything 14 stars already, that's a different story. But yeah, I do think this is a must summon.
I think they're generally a banner you should consider summoning on because the value of the Z power overall, and also the step up model is probably the nicest one we have in the game with the costs and things like that. To the fact, like again, the whole time you're getting the Z power. But I also think I remember Goresh or a couple other people saying that like if you summon on this, they'll expire by the time that the festival rolls around, even if you kept it in like your gifts or whatever. Yep. So this one may be the one where you actually may not want to summon because of that. Because what you'd be doing if you had one of these already, what you'd be able to do is you'd be able to use one and then save this one, I guess, in your regular inventory because you can't hold more than one.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be why you'd summon. But this may be the one time I'd say maybe not. If that is true, the timing on it.
Yeah, it is true. 100%.
It is. It's like I think Goresh said if you summon even on the last day, it'll expire just the day before. You cannot make
it. It runs out one day before, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They planned it this time.
I mean, if you want to see it, if you have a team that you use with that LF unit that is just shy of, I don't know, like extra star, you could still do it and just, you know, keep one in your box and, you know, upgrade that one LF unit. For me, I did it because I got incredibly lucky on the Cell banner, especially in the first like 20k, but I 14 starred him. I used one of those Legends Limited Z powers I still had. And I usually keep one in my inventory at all times if I can, you know, for the next LF to kind of spare me that last copy and just get him to 6 stars if I can. And then you also, don't forget, you get another 1,200 Sparking Multi-Z power. So if you have something like #1 Vegeta, or you love Vados, or I don't know, MVP 17, any of those units, you know, those all-star units or those 1% units, you can get them up by 2 stars, potentially.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So that's why I said, like, I think generally this is a banner people should be considering summoning on. I understand why you wouldn't, because obviously, you know, you want to summon for new characters, you want to save for step-ups, blah, blah. But, like, the value of these is pretty high overall.
You cannot get shafted. That's the thing.
I think
you basically guarantee.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, this is the one banner where you don't summon for characters.
Yeah. You're only focusing on the Z power.
That's true.
All right, so I think it's pretty much agreed. For most people, this is a good deal. It's 3,000 Chrono Crystals in total, and you pretty much get 1 extra copy of an LF and 2 extra copies of any other unit. Or you just, I don't know, spread them out if you have a unit that just needs this 200 Z power to get to like Red 2 or something like that. And yeah, I think with that we can move on to some, well, minor changes, but since I've made those shorts, I want to talk about real quick about those changes they made to the Tournament of Power. They're just 2 changes pretty much. And basically the limit of TP, which is your energy for the Tournament of Power, is 25. You've already seen this. And I think this is huge because if you have seen that short, friendship matters. The power of friendship is insane in the Tournament of Power because if you friendship level 10, all of your units, that means they get a 5% buff of every single stat, including key restore speed, which determines who starts. So if you have the highest key restore speeds, all your 10 characters might attack first, and you can kill 1 or even 2 characters before they even get to attack you and do damage. And so I recommend you to wait until you friendship rank 10 your team if you have all the equips and if you can, you know, spare the energy, of course, but even friendship rank 5 helps you a lot. And yeah. The other thing is that the special move gauge charge rate pretty much has increased. That's it. So you get supers more often. But yeah, I think that the 25 TP thing is huge. And I'm curious, has it changed your behavior as to how you spend your TP, or are you just playing it the same way as before?
personally, I think the meta should be like how exactly Palm. If you guys don't know, over on the 5-9 Gaming channel, we have been keeping a collection of all the Palm has been going through every single stage and putting them live on the channel. So if you really wanted to, you can go ahead and save all 25 of your TP and then just watch all of Palm Shorts on the 5-9 Gaming channel and follow his exact paths. Sure way to get into that top 6K and get that juicy 1000cc.
Also, keep in mind this season is only 1 week, and they giving out TP and your gift box, so you gotta collect those. They run out in like 3 days, so be careful and collect those every day.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, for me, I use the energy right away just to follow my own path, just to see how it works. But you can literally wait until like now until Monday, then you can go through the entire route.
Yep.
It's also kind of nice for content creators if you want to make like an entire video.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep, it definitely is. It's just also nice too to go ahead and see like possibly on the last day where everyone has the 25 energy, and you can just go ahead and check the leaderboard, see what team is popping off at that point in time, because the season has already been going on for however many days, and you can be like, okay, well this team seems to be doing good. I can actually make this team. Let me go ahead and do my run now. That's pretty nice overall.
Fair enough. And what about you, Noctis? Do you play differently than before, or do you still spend your TP as you get them?
I just bursted out every TP I had today. I didn't touch TOP at all. I nearly forgot to get the tickets on the gift exchange or whatever, the gift box. And yeah, I just did all my TP today. It was kind of good. I kind of liked it, going through like over 20 energy. It was solid. I liked it, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's a really good change.
Yeah, I mean, it's all up to the next change because they are trying to change the rewards and everything.
Yeah, let's see.
That's going to be the even bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Depends
to see.
on what league you are.
Yeah. This, but also I wonder if the only difference between like top 2 to 100 and like 101 and 1000, I think, are titles. And this is like, okay, some people think it's cool, but I think it doesn't really merit you like trying really hard. And also, I have no idea, DFree, how do you stand towards TOP? Do you enjoy the mode? Do you just do it as like free 1000cc or anything in between? Or how do you feel about it?
I just kind of auto battle it and kind of move on. I was actually very excited for it before it came out, when it was just, they told us a little bit about it before it actually fully released, and then I realized there's not really a ton of interaction with it, so I kind of just fell off it very quickly shortly thereafter. So I wound up just autoing it and playing through, following where I may, typically like 500cc, sometimes 1000, whatever the numbers are, and then just move on.
Fair enough.
Currently I'm sitting on my TP though, but typically what I was doing beforehand was when it would hit 5, I'd go. But that was a bad strategy for a while, because a couple of seasons I didn't finish. I would finish like one match short, and it would piss me off.
Because you forget?
Yeah, I forgot for an extra day or whatever. So the 25 cap is very helpful. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's what I'll say.
And it's funny you say that, that you fell off, because for me it was kind of the opposite. At first I was like, eh. And then I kind of started enjoying the strategizing aspect about it, just because, now it's more about team building and less about gameplays per se. So you need to see who has a special lined up, and what are the tiles, where do the opponents debuff and all that stuff. So for me that was kind of fun. Funny enough, that mode revived my Discord server, because we have a TOP channel, and that's the most active channel I have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have the.
I really did like the idea of the strategizing though. I really like team building and stuff like that in these type of games in general. So I really was playing with it a lot for like the first couple of weeks, but then I was like, whatever. I don't really care anymore.
Fair enough. All right, so this is I guess it for TOP, and this is not the only thing. They also on Twitter, and they announced an update to rerolling equipment. Did you see that video, DFree?
Yeah, the one from last night or the one from a few days ago?
I think it's a few days ago, or just like 2-minute video on like 14 days to Legends Festival, where he talked about.
Yeah, the 14 days one was a few days ago. They did the 10 days ago one last night. So yeah, I saw both of them.
What are your thoughts?
Stuff that I think that people are gonna be very happy about. I'm not terribly surprised because I may or may not have seen some of that before, but yeah, like the updates that they're doing, especially to the equipment system as of late, is very helpful because that's one of the more painful systems in the entirety of the game anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Can be so painful when you're so close to a Z and then you're like, oh, back to A.
Yeah, back to A. Yeah, it's just mess you up. Like the constant reroll thing that they did, where you can just do more than one at a time, was nice. But it's really not nice when you wind up going down and starting at ending at an A, right? So that's why one of the things that they're patching out of this update as well, or the ability to fix that. To where you don't have to start or end lower than where you started, right? So
it's like
something that definitely was needed.
Like a stat saver kind of.
Yeah. So a while ago, we were kind of talking about the possibility of them adding like a golden eraser type of thing or something like that. This is like 5-6 months ago at least. And it was like, yeah, it's a very real possibility. And one of the things I told people then was that I sent them feedback saying, hey, maybe you could do something similar to like Grand Cross, where you can basically... I haven't really played it a ton since then, but I believe the way that the system worked for their equipment was that you could basically guarantee you go up, right, with whatever hammer or whatever it was. So they really liked that idea, and I'm happy that it got implemented overall. It didn't wind up happening exactly how I thought, but nonetheless, that's something that was floated around as a possibility quite a while ago, and it took a while, but I'm happy that it's making its way into the game regardless. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be very resource intensive, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of worried about is, equipment rerolling is such a Zenny drain that I feel I usually run out of Zenny before I run out of erasers. And you want to enjoy Legends on the weekend, farm Zenny on the weekend, but still you can farm as many Zenny as you want. That rhymes. And then you're still running out so quickly, especially if you reroll like plat equips, where like the cap is at what, like 12 or 20 million per reroll after 10. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've run out of, and I didn't realize that issue until they actually put the multi reroll thing, and I was like, wait, I ran out of Zenny? What?
Yep.
This is the first time this has ever happened. And then since then, every weekend I have to freaking farm Zenny, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well.
Yep.
But I just thought that was so funny. I was like, wow, I did not realize that this was this big of a drain of Zenny resource specifically.
Yeah, but that's because they are literally giving us erasers in the shop. You get it through USTR. Like, they are giving a lot of erasers right now. By rewards, by events.
Yeah. But it's because you're going to need a lot of erasers. That's why.
Yeah.
It's also why it's, they got that 50 pack or whatever. You're going to need a lot of erasers.
And then they increased the max amount, right?
To 300,
From 99 to like 300.
Yeah, they're gearing you towards needing a lot of erasers to really guarantee this. That's why I said it's going to be very resource intensive. Don't think it's going to be cheap. You're gonna need a lot of erasers.
So what I'm curious is, what do you think the costs will be in terms of not necessarily how much, but what resources? Like, will it just be erasers and Zenny? Do you think it'll be like an extra souls, chrono crystals? I don't know. I don't think they'll tie chrono crystals into it. I think it'll stay where it's separate, where if you want to use CC, you can. Like, pretty much everything else has that option too, I remember when they added that to like soul boosting and things like that, if I recall correctly. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they added it to soul boosting because I have never done it. So don't quote me on it. But nonetheless, though, they added it to the reroll system for the equipment, and it's just, I think they'll continue to keep it separate, right? But I do think that the cost is going to be just pretty much what it is now, but just multiplied by a number, and I think that'll just keep going up the more you have to keep doing it. It's kind of just the same system that we have now, really. Like
it starts going up and up and up the more you do it. So,
and then it just resets at, reset, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what they're going to do. I can't tell you the number. I don't know the number, but like it's say for example, 50 erasers for guaranteed gold or whatever, like things like that. I don't know. but it'll be a lot because you could tell because they're giving you more of these resources, and there's a reason.
That's fair. What I'm really wondering is as well is how much of an increase is guaranteed? Is it like 0.05%, or is it at least, like a certain amount, or is it just it gets better by something?
The way I understood it was that there was two versions of it, right? There was the one where you can't end lower than where you started, and then there's one that's a guaranteed upgrade.
Yeah.
The guaranteed upgrade, I mean, I assume there's a lower level on it. If it's something like a freaking decimal point, then damn, like that's not even worth it. We'll have to figure that out.
Like 0.05%, nice.
Yeah, like it may be like go up to the top. They can't say like, oh, go up 2% on this because, that number may vary on how much you need or, like per equips or whatever. So maybe they say jump to like the top 90% of this equip's maximum potential in that slot. Like, I don't know what they'll do. They'll have to program it. It'll be kind of weird for them to do now that I think about it. But I don't imagine it'll be very low. And if it is very low, it's just not going to be worth it. But I'm more excited about the not going lower than where I started because I can't tell you how many times since this has come out where you can do the multiple, like that screwed me over. And it just made me, it feels so dirty. It makes you not even want to play, especially if it's an equip that has like a very poor chance to get that slot higher because these equips are all different, some of these equips have these slots that are very heavily weighted. And if it's one like you're trying to get the upgrade to the Z or whatever, and you have a decent roll there that you were satisfied with, but you need to upgrade it to get the Z, and you start off like half of where you were because it's incredibly hard to upgrade. Those ones are the horrible ones that I've been screwed with. So I'm more excited about that overall.
Fair enough. It's just especially those equips that give you like a low percent of pure stats per tag X battle members. Like I'm just remembering this Ha regen equip, which gives you like up to 5 or 6% blast attack per region member, and I'm like, it took me 400 or 500 erasers to get.
Is it the one with first form cell?
Yes.
That one is horrible.
Dude,
that
I got
third slot is
Z.
ridiculous.
It took me 400 erasers.
That equip is horrible.
Yep.
And also the ones that are unique equips too. Most of the time, those are really bad.
Agree.
So
I still don't have a red last.
I'm more excited about that.
For Gogeta. But Azdeek, what is?
I don't have
what is
one.
your
I
opinion?
gave up.
You
to
gave
be
up.
honest,
Me
I gave
too.
up after
Me
like
too,
150 erasers, dude. I gave up.
Oh, I spent a couple more, but I'm in your camp.
I gave up.
Yo, Azdeek, what do you think about this update as a free-to-play? What's your feelings?
It's massive, dude. I might actually have to get into equipment rerolling. Like, I'm honestly at the point where I feel like I don't even want to use my erasers until we actually get this update, right? I'm kind of just hoarding hoarding every single eraser that I get my hands on. That way I can go ahead and just start investing everything into this. Every single update that they've been kind of like inching towards has been really like, it's like that ray of hope, man. Like, it's just everything that they've been out. Even the litter slot, I know a lot of people were worried about that, but like just the equipments, when it comes to like Zenkais and stuff like that, Legends is truly just taking dub after dub in my own eyes.
Yeah, it's a good update. I mean, and by the way, I think everybody should be saving their erasers right now.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
you're
agree.
not wrong.
Exactly.
Because
don't
even
use
what
them.
comes out, even if it's more intensive, it's still better than what we have currently. So everybody should be saving every piece.
Yeah.
So
Fair. All right, so I guess that's pretty much all about the equipment update. And we have one update that Battleamore could not stop talking about. So he will still not stop talking about it right now. And that is that all free-to-play units will share the event-exclusive tag from now on, from very soon on. Is it already in effect?
What you think we're waiting for? Okay, let's talk about it. Every event unit that you have gotten through the game, from Rising Battles, Legends Road characters, all the Gokus, like the free-to-play, they will have their own exclusive tag they called Event Exclusive. And they will change some C abilities too. Like Legends Road character, their C abilities will change to Event Exclusive. They are removing the Legend Road tag completely about that. I'm not sure if they're going to remove the tag itself, but if they do and change it to Event Exclusive, the equipments for all the Legend Road characters will go to all free-to-play units. And those equipments are broken.
Yeah.
And they're also changing the free-to-play Goku you get from Rare Metal Shop to so you can actually it's an event unit. It had a number before, but they are changing it to an event unit. So you can literally run that too. You can all Ultra units. They are all event units. At least those we got for free. We don't know in the future, but yeah, this makes so much composition because Legends Road have Zenkai abilities that is mostly only for Legends Road. But it is for every Legend Road. If they change it to event exclusive, you know how much you can do as a free-to-play with only free-to-play units. It's like they have one of the most broken equipment. Well, not broken, but most best equipment that is not awakened even. Like max HP, like usually character doesn't even have that. They are base health increase. But max health? Oof. The defenses of every free-to-play unit is just insane. So if they're going to change up to this is going to be one of the very much big updates. That means I can finally introduce this game to friends. They don't have to be afraid to be totally one-shotted by Gohan or everything else.
I thought you would be like, I don't have to be ashamed of showing this game to my friends.
I mean, you're not wrong, but sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very optimistic view of it. And I'd be perfectly happy if they did all of that. But kind of try to temper expectation. The way I read this was more so that they're going to be changing the tags. I don't think they're going to do much for things like equips or Zenkai abilities. I think that the Legends Road tag will still stay in the game, and those characters will still be exclusive with their own stuff, for the record. Again, I'd be happy if they do, and I'd be happy to be wrong, but I think that's more or less what's going to happen there, because they may think of that as being a little too good, because again, that would work for every event character in the game, like Ultras or whatever, and then those that are not released yet. But I think more of the focus on this was to try to tie in the characters that already had the EVT in their IDs anyway, for the record, which is funny that they're adding that, I think, to the blue Spirit Bomb Goku, right? The event, number to his ID. But I think it was more so to tie in certain characters like the Gokus that could not be used together for some weird reason. Like, just things like that, I think, is more what the focus is. And there's a secondary focus, I think, on the fact that obviously we're going to get more free characters in the future, but characters like the Legends Road characters that have... So the thing about Legends Road is that they have always been incredibly cautious about Legends Road releases and very, very careful to not put out too many too quickly. And especially when we started getting Zenkai characters, that ramped up even further. I mean, if you think about it, it almost seems like it's a dead idea, same as the Rising Battle or whatever is also like a dead idea. They're been jumping through these different patterns of releasing characters, and Legends Road Zenkais exclusively seem like they're about a done idea anyway as well, because the last one was like 6 months ago at this point. Like, I would agree that would be a good change. I just don't think that these things are going to happen. I think that the idea is more towards characters like the Gokus and things like that, and upcoming releases specifically to make that more clear. But nonetheless, though, I like it, because one of the things I really, really criticize was, like I said, I get why that the Gokus couldn't be on the team together because they had all those Saga Z abilities, but I thought it was incredibly stupid. They didn't add, like, again, an event character or whatever specific, like, I don't know, whatever they wanted it to be, as opposed to like something as generic as like Saiyans or whatever they could have done, whatever, and I thought they could have been on the team together, and it was just a missed opportunity for them. So I think that's more or less what they realized and why this is happening, and also why these characters are back now for the first time since their introduction, when this is tied into the event update as well.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely all correlated like that, dude. And how Battle was saying, I really do hope that they go into it and they would just give this tag like just a massive buff and stuff like that. But you always have to be cautious with it, because ever since the release of the Kid Goku, right, when he got his Zenkai, like, he was broke. Like, he was literally the only free-to-play unit to ever break Z tier on a tier list. And after that, everyone has just been watered down since. I mean, there's still good ones. Like, I really think the yellow Legends Road Piccolo was really good. I think he's still usable to this day. But it's just, they've never been on the same scale as that Kid Goku, and it's definitely for a reason, right? They don't want.
Well, what happened that really screwed them was, I think they realized very quickly what the problem with Legends Road was going to be, was that, okay, well, when we see Kid Goku come out, they're going to have a team of 6, right? And this also speaks to why we haven't got a new Legends Road character in general anyway. They're going to have a team of 6, every color represented. That's fine. But 2 things are going to happen. With the release schedule being as spread out as it is and always kind of was, that means that they're going to have to go back and update those characters. Well, they no longer do regular updates. They're going to have to do Zenkais. And well, the Zenkai is going to have a Zenkai ability, which is going to then span across the team, which is why free characters have the lower/halved stats on the Zenkai ability as well. And then they realize, oh, hey, well, if we put out too many of these too quickly, it's going to quickly become, because remember, around the time Kid Goku came out, the speculation was, well, they're going to have just the best team in the game because he's ridiculous. It doesn't matter how good the rest of these characters are. They're all going to buff each other. They're all going to get these crazy stat increases. They're going to have the best team in the game. So then they slow down releases of that. Kid Trunks comes out and he gets his Zenkai, and he wasn't bad at the time he came out, even though he was immediately overshadowed by Vegito Blue, but he was still not bad and was very relevant for a while there. But it's just, you think about it from the business perspective, and really to summarize what they did was they said, okay, we're going to slow down everything here because we're too worried about this being the only thing people are playing and pulling anymore, and not worried about new characters. And the problem with that approach is they took so long that now these characters need another freaking Zenkai, you know? So it's just, it is what it is. But I think that they'll still continue to keep the same idea and mindset about these characters with their equips, because like was mentioned earlier, the equips are freaking broken. So I don't know if they want those being on things like their ultra characters, but that's just me with their track record and knowing how they think a bit. But I would love it if they did. I can't stress that enough. I would love that if they did, and I would love it if they did the Zenkai abilities as well, because you know how many videos I could do now with like stuff like that. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it, man.
Yep. The quintuple
just the track
Zenkai
record,
boost.
right?
Yep.
It is only my hope that it's going to be like that.
No,
I mean,
I want to make that very clear. I hope it happens. It's just
yes,
I don't think it will.
Just let me use my event exclusive Super Warrior team, please.
With all the Zenkai buffs on the bench, yeah,
Yes,
that would be a dream
baseball
come true.
Yamcha, come on. That's what
I
want.
really want to like yeah, freaking baseball. Obviously, like, see, I really want to do that.
Dude,
That'd
you
be so
literally
awesome.
have Kakarot Goku and then Legends Road Piccolo. If he changed his abilities from Legend Road to event exclusive, that is like literally buffs.
Oh man, and also they were gonna. I wonder if they're gonna add the event Z ability, to other characters other than just the Gokus, right? I mean, obviously we have the speculation about
they are
Legends
changing
Road.
every Legends Road C ability from Legend Road to event exclusive.
Yeah, but I mean, like other characters like Kakarot Goku, for example. Like they don't list other characters here, so I assume they're not. But
we
like there's
also
some other
have,
ones that would be nice.
If you remember the leader system, like he can be the leader and still get all the buff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So the
that's
leader
true.
skill is like that's a whole other thing. Like that, I really love that update. They really thought about a lot with that one.
Yeah, and the combination with this, that means you can put event exclusive in one team if you really want to. Just if you have a leader and then just have the event boosting them.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that is what my mind was. I was like, come on, please, let me have that. That's what I want. Let me make sure I can actually use baseball Yamcha. That's what I want.
You just want to
Well,
land
I
that
also
home
like
run.
that they've been putting out the free characters that have been really good. We talked about it earlier, but like, you know, Rosé's good, Kid Boo's good, Omega's pretty good. Like, I like that they've been doing that more.
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. There's just a lot of hope for the free-to-play teams. I do think it's funny, though, that they went out of their way to add that, because you were talking about the EBT, how they went out of their way to go ahead and change that Spirit Bomb Goku to make sure that he got that EBT in his card number. That way he can still be a part of it.
Like, because he was always in this like weird gray area. Like he never had an actual event really. I mean, they might have, I think on the first couple of seasons of PvP, they're like, oh yeah. And then obviously they've always done it since pretty much. Where in the news you could say, oh, get this character from exchanges, but it was never like a big deal. You know, it wasn't a freaking event really.
Yeah.
So he was just kind of weird. He wasn't summonable. So I thought that was funny to see that he was in there as part of this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that if this happens, from what I'm saying, many event exclusive will have one of the most good equipment, like the Frog Force. They are all event exclusive. Like the Cybermen, they're also all event exclusive.
Yeah, but will they get the tag is the question, right? Because I think for the
They
announcement...
will have, every unit will have event exclusive.
Well, that's also what I was asking about. They're gonna get the tag, but if they pick up the Z ability too on more characters than what they listed,
No, they will not get the C ability, but the only mostly will get like the Gokus and the Legend Rogue. They will have that, but not the Vegito, anyone like that. It's just that they will have the tag, but you can actually use that. You advantage, and that's why I hope that they change Legend Road Senkais to event exclusive. Helping, buffing, you know. I mean, it helps a lot with the teams. You can have many that likes to play the game for fun, actually have fun. Because it's only exclusive equipments for those units. And that means you don't get one-shotted by FSK, because I kind of hate that. A lot. And there is many units, like there's many tanky units. Why cannot free-to-play be? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, sure, it will probably not happen, but we know for sure that the Legend Rogue characters and all the Gokus and the Spirit Bomb Goku will have event-exclusive C powers. But all event-exclusive will have that tag of event-exclusive. That means Captain Ginyu, the one who's taking over Goku's body, will have that tag. Vegito, the red one from Rising Battles, the Fury Broly, Baseball Yamcha, many else will get that. Those who are event units, the Cybermens, the Frog Force, everybody. Like Goku Black.
Yeah, everybody.
I'm sorry, I might be overhyping, but I'm so glad that this is going to happen. At least they have mentioned something like this happen. And if it does happen, I'd be very happy, because I was once to play. I was once free to play, and I loved doing this.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I can actually use a free to play team and just have fun in PvP. I would not get totally destroyed by other teams that was meta at the time. It's like, I just love it when they try to at least change the free to play, because at least it will draw in more people that to play the game. It just doesn't have to be summoned all the time.
Speaking of free to play, what are your thoughts on the Palm? Changing the subject here.
All
Not
good?
really, but sort
All
of.
good?
What's your thoughts on the free team that they're giving out?
The free team?
Yeah, of the Lineage of Evil Saiyan or Movies team from the newest video they put out last night.
I
Oh,
didn't
for the
even
number
see that
10
yet.
for the 10 days, right?
I haven't seen
Yeah,
that
the 10
yet.
days one.
I mean, it's
Well,
good for
it's
those who
technically
start
probably
it.
supposed to be for the next podcast, so.
I mean, I think it's pretty good. I mean, you get to choose what tag you want. You can also farm event units. Like, you can choose to have different teams. You don't have to have free to play, but if you want to have only free to play, it is good to have it. Like, you don't have to focus on summoning all the time. You can save until a specific team that you want.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that the event is exclusive, like free to play units. When I first started the game, I was like, please, just, I don't want to be like this anymore. Please give me a unit that I can actually play, have fun, don't get totally destroyed by my opponent. At least let me learn the game before I get destroyed.
Oh, I mean, the event exclusive isn't going to change that. Gohan's still going to rip you to pieces.
I mean, you can still tank more, at least now, because they have those.
Yeah, they'll have a little bit more takeability, but he's still going to rip you to pieces.
Yeah, but at least you can learn so that you can teach when you're using other such units.
No. I just
I
messing
know,
with
I
you.
know. I know,
He just that Gohan is just stupid, man. So
Yeah.
he's still gonna rip whatever, but no, I don't disagree with you.
No, but I want to going back to your point with because they're doing that. What is it called? The Let's Go Legends event where they're giving all the.
Yeah, that.
So what? You got the movies team, you got the Saiyans team, the LOE. Dude, you can definitely tell that they're gearing up because they're like, we're gonna get a bunch of new players for this. I think this is actually perfect because, I think for new players specifically, I would say the Saiyans team is obviously the best pick, right? Because I think on the Saiyans team they had the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and the purple one from the first Black Friday. They have that guy on there. They
Wasn't
have like
he
the
just added to the exchange shop too?
Was he? I
For
was just about to
Zenkai?
ask that. Let me actually go check that real quick because if that's the case, then that's easily the best team for any new player that's coming into it. If there's any new players coming into chat or whoever got banned from Dokkan from all that silly stuff coming over to Legends, and you're looking at what team to start building, you're definitely gonna go ahead and want to go to Saiyans, get that purple Super Saiyan 3, and get that Zenkai from the USTR. You're already off to a great start, man. It's gonna be very
all
good.
those teams have at least one Zenkai character, like Broly and SS3 and the Cooler. So they all have at least one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're like crazy good teams, and we don't know what level of limit break we're gonna get them at, but still pretty good.
And 100 Z power.
I guess
100
they are
Zenkai.
going
Oh my
That's
goodness.
right.
You're not Zenkaiing anything anytime soon. But if you're smart and you choose a team like Sans, and on the free to play aspect, the story mode and the missions, they give you those characters at 7-star, the other Saiyan characters, and those are all Zenkais as well, right? It's Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the Green Broly. You can do something with that. So, just overall topic of free to play and stuff like that. So it's nice, just in general what they've done. You mentioned it earlier, Azdeek, but Legends has been, like I said it for a while, but Legends still continued over the last few months getting more criticism than they probably should. But really, I think for quite a while, they've been moving in the right direction and they're taking a lot of W's. Even I think more people are noticing it now, but I think for the last number of months, they've honestly been trending in the right direction as opposed to where it was the meme of, 2 steps forward. No, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, things like that, which was valid. But I don't think that that's really been valid for a while.
Yeah.
They've been really doing good things.
Yep.
And that was one of them at the time that came out where they changed the story mode to give you the free character at 7-star, blah, blah. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel also people just want to criticize to criticize sometimes. Or just because they jump on the bandwagon of Legends Bad LOL, for example.
Yeah.
They just cannot get enough. They always want more.
Yeah. Well, Legends
It's like
good
you
now.
get 200cc for free and they say, why is it not 1k? And you get 1k, why is it not 2k? It's like, what? It's always the same.
Do you even
They
want
will never be happy about it.
Legends Ait LOL? Okay, Swift.
But yeah, at least I know for a fact that they are going right direction with this. With all the free-to-play, everything that's happening, you can easily grind the Legends Rogue units, at least those who are like Goku and Trunks. It can help you a lot. Like Kid Goku's C ability, now changing from Legend Rogue to event exclusive, it's like 35% to both defenses. And that is pretty huge.
That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. And he's still a character you could, use pretty well. He's one of those characters, actually, the initial 7 or whatever they added for the story mode. He's one of those characters too. So you get him pretty easily. But he's still a character you could use and be successful with, even if you weren't a new player or free player right now, if you really wanted to. He's not anywhere near as good, but you could still use him.
Yeah, true. But like I said, it's all going to the right direction. I like what they are doing. Sure, I might be disappointed what it might be coming, but if it does come, I'll be very happy. I think many people will be very happy about it. Even new players, like they can actually grind all of this and play the game.
Yeah.
Especially with the new rank system that they are going to pop up, from battle rank 50 to 70. They are Diamond League and stuff.
Oh, this should be really interesting.
Yeah, they got the Diamond League, the God League. It all looks pretty cool.
So it's going to be very interesting how they are doing this. And I just love everything that has come for this past.
Yep, the updates have been popping off. That's easy to say right there. Legends W, Legends Good Law.
Ever since they said begin with the Senkai being free, it's only been going up. And I'm happy about that.
Yep.
Alrighty, we've been going for about an hour, and I think it's now time to unveil the big announcement that we have. So I'm just gonna hand it over to you, DFree.
Oh man, I don't even know what this big announcement is. What was I supposed to say?
I don't know. Just say something.
Well, that's kind of awkward. I guess the big announcement is that I'm a little sick.
No.
But I'm getting better. I hope that I'm good soon. No, I mean, that's true. But I will officially be joining the 5-9 crew going forward from here. Something that I was asked about. It's funny because I was asked about it when it was a new thing, and I was like, nah, it's not really the right time for me, and a lot was kind of going on. I didn't really have the time for it. But now things have switched up a little bit, and I feel like now is the perfect time. So I'll be on whenever you guys want me on. I mean, it's not really going to change too much because I was already on whenever you guys wanted me on. But just available, and I want to be doing content all across the different channels. I don't know exactly what I want to do. Going to switch up some of the mobile games I play, things like that, non-mobile games, discussion videos, whatever the case is. I'm just going to be very versatile is what I hope. So excited to be on.
Well, first off, welcome to the team. Really glad to have you. And I think the difference is we're going to want you on even more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I can definitely always, carve up the time, so I'm good. That's another thing too. That's why I said I just didn't have the time, but I do now. So I'm excited.
Massive W for 5-9 Gaming, and you guys thought we were gonna move over to Facebook Live.
We're streaming. We're streaming exclusively on
Fresh
Twitter.
announcement. Facebook Live. Lol.
Oh my god.
First thing I read was like DFree can slander NAS now. I was like, what?
Nah, NAS is free for all. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so since we do have a little bit of time, and speaking of time, DFree, how much time do you have left? Since you said you can only be on for a certain amount of time. You still good
I've
for
got about another 15 minutes.
Okay, that sounds good. Since this is the 59th podcast, 5-9, and Dokkan was doing something similar, and I really liked the idea. I would like to just reminisce a little bit about what got you into Legends. What are your favorite metas, your favorite moments? How'd you even hear of Legends in the first place? Maybe we'll just start it with you, DFree.
Well, so Legends was a little different for me because I was one of the original Dokkan content creators. I started before Dino, long time ago, man, 2016, 2015, in that area, 2015. So I had been heavy in Dokkan and obviously, met everybody through that scene, Talon and Dino and Nano and just a bunch of people, right? Became my friends. So for me, what kind of wound up happening was I was looking for a way to kind of diversify the channel outside of just playing Dokkan. And one thing that started popping up was, I think it was towards the end of 2017, but they started putting out news that they're going to be doing another Dragon Ball mobile game. And I started covering it, with whatever news came out, I'd drop a video on it and things like that. So I was already looking forward to Legends prior to it coming out in the first place. So when I first heard about it, early 2018, end of 2017, whenever that time period was, obviously it's been a few years, I started covering it on a consistent basis while obviously still just doing Dokkan. But what happened there was Legends comes out, we get the soft launch in Philippines, whatever it was. And I covered it from day one and since have been playing the entire time all the way through. I'm at 1,300 days or whatever it is. So it's been a long time and something I enjoy doing. In terms of favorite metas, I don't know if I have a favorite one, but I can tell you the worst one, the one that I hated the most. In hindsight, it's ironic to say, but he's my second favorite character, but it's really honestly very close to my favorite character. But favorite character basically, and my favorite outfit for him. Sorry, I have to do it. BoJack movie. Go home.
Oh no, dude. Oh no, dude.
Oh no.
I had to do it, man. I had to do it. So yeah, that was probably my least favorite meta in hindsight. And that is only if I had to choose another one to runner up, it would be the Kefla Vegito Blue one because, oh my God. I remember when those two came out and I would just put my phone down.
Yeah, you can get a coffee.
You're not doing anything. You get stuck in a combo, you are not doing anything at all. We talked about it earlier, the regen metas, and I've played through all those metas, and I also remember the green IT and green Bardock. I remember all these metas. But those two specifically, but that, now that I think about it, I think I'm going to put Kefla and Vegito Blue ahead of them, just barely. That meta actually pissed me off because I was just dude, you get caught in a combo, you can literally, and at that time you can only cover change one time. So you better not miss your cover change opportunity. Or one thing that was very common back then was people would, and they still do it obviously because it's a good tactic, was they would preemptively switch, right? And they'd sub, expecting you to sub. Say like they have a yellow and a blue, they're gonna go to the yellow right when you go to the purple, or whatever whatever the color is, right? To match up, so they get type advantage when you were going to sub and get type advantage defensively. They sub in preemptively, and like that was very relevant back then. It still is very relevant now. And yeah, that was just horrible. If you got hit with that, you're stuck. That character's just dead. So
yeah, and you get rushed in 10 counts.
Yeah. Somebody said Hero Hercule meta. That one. So like the thing about that one is that one's horrible, but it never took off.
Bebop
like
meta.
it never became an every match thing, you know. So
At least he died quickly.
Yeah. But like those ones were really bad specifically. But overall though, Legends has definitely been very fun for me, as you can imagine.
I want to just quickly take the word and say thank you, Crowny, for 5 gifted subs. Appreciate the support, man. And I'm gonna hand it over to Azdeek. How did you get into Legends in the first place? I never knew that.
So I always, it's weird to say, but I always played Dokkan. Like Dokkan was like my first gacha game. I never really knew about gachas. I didn't know there was just this giant community for gachas. Like I didn't watch any YouTubers. I didn't know who any of the YouTubers were and stuff like that. And I remember when Legends got announced and I was like, dude, I'm going to be on top of this. Like I want to play this day one. This is a PvP game. I was already way too invested in video games as a whole. So I was like, dude, this is for me. It came out when I was in high school. And I remember first day of playing it, I was really intimidated from the PvP. Like I wanted it specifically for PvP, and I never touched PvP. Like I remember re-rolling my account until I got that green sparking Piccolo, because that's who I wanted the most. That's who everyone was saying was absolutely goated in PvP. So I was like, dang, dude, I'm gonna get this stacked account, get this sparking green Piccolo, and I'm gonna just tear up PvP. And then I never touched it. I never touched PvP. Like hardcore, like I never really went for top 10K or anything like that until second anniversary. And at that point, I was always like, I was watching YouTubers. It was like, I think the person who really got me into content creation the most was actually Bebop. I would always watch Bebop. I would always watch Isbugs. I would always watch even like Nas. I legit would watch Nas like every single time he would put out a Legends video, when he would always cover all the content and stuff like that, right? And it wasn't until like second anniversary hit where I was like, all right, I want to make some videos. I didn't have none of the equipment. Like I had no computer or anything like that. I remember just getting my phone, hitting record, and then talking through my headphones. And it sounds awful. The video is still up on my channel today, but it sounds so awful. But I was so like happy making that content. I was so like, I was proud of myself. Like I'm not gonna lie, like, I was proud of myself. And I now looking back at it and looking where I'm at now, like I'm, it's very emotional for me. That sounds weird because it's just a gacha game and stuff like that, but it does feel more than just a gacha game to me, because it not only got me like really into the swing of things as in content creation, but it got me into this amazing community, like especially with all you guys right here on the podcast, everyone in 5'9", it really means a lot to me.
That's what's up, man. I think everybody kind of has a similar kind of journey. I have some of that too, with more or less with Dokkan than Legends, obviously, because I was already established when Legends came out. But like, I remember some of the same exact thought processes, and I really got into. I found Dokkan in a similar fashion. I was looking for very quickly, because I know it's not my turn anymore. I was looking for a Dragon Ball mobile game, and I just stumbled across a gacha. Horrible decision, by the way. Like, if I could go back and tell 2015 DFree to stay away from gachas, I would. But I found it and got excited, blew my first check on the game, or not my first check, but my latest check on the game when I first got it, and didn't get anything valuable out of it. But throughout that, I started creating videos on it, and then I found, like I said, all these other people, and I was already watching, like, because Xenoverse is very relevant. I was watching, like, Rhyme and stuff like that, and started talking to him, and I was making, like, Dragon Ball discussions, and at that time, I was able to meet up with him and Geekdom and a bunch of other people and stuff like that, and it just ballooned. And one thing I will say is, I think that these games, the biggest influence they've had in general for a lot of people, this is what I was trying to say, was the community aspect of it. The aspect of community is the best part about it because you meet so many people through these games, and I think that that's just so awesome that, you know, you start off listening to or watching videos from like I said, content creators, and then you get to meet these people and become friends with these people and get in the same space as these people. And I think a lot of people have a similar journey, and that's so cool to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I also came from Dokkan, and I started making like summon videos, but I think I never actually talked. I was just figuring like I'm summoning anyway, so I'm just gonna make videos and throw them up on YouTube, and I got like 5 views and I was happy. And then it was also how weird was it the first time? I was still recording on my phone and I was talking when nobody was in the room. I was talking into my phone while playing the game, and it felt so weird. I felt like a psycho.
Yeah. It was definitely how it is. The first time you start doing commentary, you're like, I don't know about this. Yeah.
And now it's just like, yeah, I'm just so used to talking into a mic, and it also helped me a lot in my day job since I'm talking a lot and I learned how to do it. And yeah, I also got into Legends just because it got announced. Like people said, yo, we took the feedback from Dokkan and we made a whole new game out of it. And I was like, okay, I'll bite. I played it for a little bit and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to switch my whale status from Dokkan to Legends. Well, now here I am. I don't play Dokkan anymore. But, well, Legends still going strong.
No, that's what's up, man.
What about you, Battlemore?
Me, I got to Legends when watching Rhymestyle. I saw the trailer. I was usually only playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I usually travel playing card games. I mean, I do my usual stuff, do voice acting, other stuff. But I found it very interesting because I enjoyed Legends when I was a little. Like, I saw it on TV, I was like, oh my god, what is that? Looking with big eyes in front of the TV. That's why I have glasses now.
So you can blame Rhyme. Good thing you have healthcare in Sweden, so he doesn't have to cover the book with the glasses.
Oh yeah, but I was watching Xenoverse content, and then I saw Rhymestyle show a trailer about Dragon Ball Legends. I was like, oh, this looks pretty neat. And then I continued watching. I played the game. I was like into it, but then I was really having fun in playing the game. It was amazing. At the point, sometimes I stop because IRL stuff, because everyone has those at some point.
Oh yeah.
When lives go through. But yeah, I had much fun, and I could not think about IRL when I was playing the game, and I was happy playing the game. And then I saw Rhyme collab with DFree, and then I followed him, and then I watched his content. I kind of tried to follow every content I can. Then I find Ryuden. Then I just had fun looking at every content things you put out, like different team compositions. Like, oh, I never thought about that. And it was so much fun for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wholesome.
So my favorite meta though was when Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta came.
Oh yeah, that was a juicy one. That was good.
Aside from Baby, who also came with them.
Yeah, Baby came with them too. I know.
Dude.
It was fun. It was, for me, it was the most balanced
Yeah.
from what I've seen, because I was in when the Gohan Bojack was there. I was there when Region Meta, the Holy Trinity. It was not easy, man. You did not have those units like those. I was like, how did you have a Vanish again when you blast armor? What is this? It's just
Oh
pain.
yeah, that was a thing, huh?
Oh yeah. Broly loved that.
I was like, what
was
was
broken.
happening? How can I do this? I was like, it was so hard. But I love the Vegeta and Goku meta, because GT was them beginning to introduce correctly instead of Pan was released in the beginning. And I enjoyed the heck out of it, because everything was kind of balanced. Like, everyone was having their moment of fighting. It was intense. It was fun. But then VB meta happened, and oh my god.
They need to show you the bad so you can appreciate the good.
Yeah.
You know, the ironic thing about the Vegito Blue meta was that, like, literally wasn't the next like big hitter to come out LF Gohan, and it was just
Yeah.
all downhill from that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it LF Gohan that came out like right
Yeah.
after?
And then
Yes.
18.
Yeah, it's just like it's all downhill. Like there's no recovery. It's just all downhill.
At that point, I was like, what's happening?
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that was a crazy time.
Yeah, the one thing about like that BoJack Gohan meta was just so annoying was that there was no counterplay to it. Like
Yeah.
you're just stuck in like you're just they do the no switch thing and you're just like, okay, well, I'm done. Like I said, the Vegito Blue one is really really annoying. But I always say this, he got most of the flack for that meta because he was the main headliner. But Kefla and Gotenks were just absolute cancer too. Absolute
Especially
cancer,
Kefla.
especially Kefla. Especially. Honestly, at that time, I was like, you know what? When I realized, I was like, you know what? Vegito's bad, but Kefla's actually worse. Like, she's actually worse because she comes in and changes all the blast to strikes, gets the freaking draws. But it's just, oh my God, blast armor. Oh my
Cheap
God.
strikes too.
And then she feints you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
feint.
And then
Oh
rush.
my God. It
Also
was
the buff every time she got hit.
that
You tried to
meta,
tap.
dude. That meta was so frustrating.
But then
to play against.
speaking of the yellow Gohan, do you remember when you still were able to tackle step and now they took that away so you could not extend your combo to get out of jail free?
Oh yeah.
And they're like, oh, you don't like being locked in? Well, sucks to be you.
Yep.
It became a lot harder to stall after that.
So Noctis.
Yeah, like that was horrible,
Insane.
man. You know what? I'll say, speaking of tackle, another like interesting meta was the introduction of that Goku, who literally was one of the only characters to change the entire game. The LF Goku,
Namek?
the blue Namek one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like his meta where he just was so passive,
Passive
and they
Andes,
were like,
yeah.
okay, we can't have this, so they introduced the tackle. That's the whole reason that's even in the game in the first place, because you needed a way to counterplay him and
Yeah.
bait him or whatever the case would be. That got added into the game because of his meta overall. It was ridiculous thing when he first came out, and it's like, okay, well, this counter just works on everything.
Yep.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, all right. And it's gonna just freaking one-shot everything, so okay. Like there's been I think if we really reminisce on Legends over the years, there's been a lot of interesting metas that have come out. I mean, but like I said, if you go all the way back to the very beginning, that Bardock and instant
Ooh,
transmission
green,
Goku
yellow.
was- oh my God.
Oh yeah, Super Vegeta.
My God.
Yikes.
It's like that one was like, and this is why I'd never want to see those characters, those two specifically, get Zenkais, but obviously they will eventually. But the inability to play the game at all is just ridiculous. The counter options, the locking, just oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Whoo boy.
The massive pain fighting that team.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, back in that day, it was just when the options were so limited, right? That's also another thing. Is the options were so limited, and like the best counter then was like Purple Vegeta, and if you got him destroyed or whatever, you're done. And back then, you could do things like, I mean, really, there have been a lot of things like that have changed since then. Like the side steps had different usability; they were different with the way that they worked. And that became very relevant with like 16 and the Purple Gohan and the original Goten and Trunks. Like the side-stepping things like that became very relevant. But one thing that was also really good back then was you could rush and keep the combo going. The rush baiters were, oh my goodness. That was
true.
like, so like what you could do is you could click rush, have them vanish it, and then just immediately chain it into a strike.
Yeah, you still get priority over everything.
You know how many games I went off
yeah.
that just cheese like that? So like there were
Best one
things like
versus
that
one,
in the
yeah.
game and in the environment of the game that were just bad overall. So like it was really bad when you couple that with the limited options of the inability to literally play versus the double green characters. Legends has been on some journeys, man.
It has.
I blame Namek Goku for the removal of the tap tackle clash. I think that they had it in before when you timed your tap punch right, you could basically nullify a tackle. and go like
They
neutral.
took that out.
And they took
Yeah,
that out, and
yeah.
I think it's just because there are so many passive Andes with Namek Goku learning how to counteract the tackle this way that there was basically nothing you could do against Namek Goku.
I was very upset about that
too.
it always wins now versus taps, and it still burns me to this day.
But I'm still doing it.
But
Muscle memory.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we have one more creator,
My
Noctis.
Red Zamasu.
Yeah, Noctis. Do you wanna just give us your villain background story to how you became a
Oh,
streamer
God.
and every Dragon Ball Legends player?
How I got into the gachas was like back in the day. like 1 or 2 months after DFree actually got into it, and he was one of the first content creators I actually watched. Like I started
nice.
Dokkan when that Entrusted Mission AGL Super Saiyan 2 Gohan released back in the day, like one of the first banners or something. And I looked on YouTube, I wanted to find out more about Dokkan, and the only thing I found was DFree, and it was about that Super Saiyan Bardock, that banner that released before that. And yeah, I got like pretty much addicted. And
So I'm
yeah,
telling you, like when I started, like it was like only like really Ichigo making content on Dokkan, like back
Oh
then.
yeah, true. Yeah, true. Nichigo. Yeah, I found him afterwards though. But you were the first one. But then I found later on, like when Legends got basically teased on that weird premiere, etc. I found Rhyme and Dino cover that, and I was like, yeah, I wanna play that. Heck yeah, another gacha. Hell yeah, count me in, man. They are like hell. You wanna go in and you cannot back out and whatever, man. Then I got sucked into that, and yeah, there we are. It's like basically there we are. I was always lurking on those YouTube videos, never commentating, only watching. Like, I was one of those weirdos, man, just watching.
Well, it's better to lurk than to comment first.
Yeah, I was only lurking, man.
I'm gonna start commenting that on all your
Since
streams, Mom.
day one lurker, dude.
I'm so glad I don't do videos anymore on my channel. I sacrificed my YouTube channel for 5-9.
Rip.
But it's cool to hear you also talk about your first creators, like who were, and not everybody talked about it, but that would be my last question before we go into the break for like a couple of questions afterwards is who were the first Legends creators that you watched? And I'm gonna start, I think the first guy I watched was Vlad. If you still remember him, he was like one of the top players at that time when it was still the sidestep meta. But he quit.
Yeah.
He quit when they patched it. I think Bebop must have been up there, and I guess Libra, because at that time we were all still pretty small and supported each other and were like hanging out in the Discords, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Vlad was the one I was thinking about when I talked about the Gohan and sidestepping and stuff, because he was really cheesed with that. The Gohan and 16 combo, like ridiculous.
Yeah, Vlad was insane. I also remember back then I was still actually match up with Bebop, and I got clapped so hard because he already figured out the whole sidestep shtick, and I was just still chaining cards. I was like, what?
Yeah, back then we were really bad. I have some very old videos like that, and it's just like, oh.
We've come a long way. What about you, Battle? Who were the first creators on Legends that you watched and that you followed?
It was in the Kuba and Rhymestyle.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And yeah, I remember Azdeek, you're also saying Isbugs. He was also one of the guys who was like really cool.
Yep. Oh yeah, dude. He was dope. It was him, Bebop, Libra, all that good stuff. And I remember too, even when I was getting into DFree kind of transitioned me into Buchigiri. Like him and Garesh did that whole little database and stuff like that too, dude. I was mad into that as well. And then it got shut down, unfortunately.
Great game.
Yeah. For me,
Sadly, I still hate it.
it has great arts though.
Yeah, the arts were amazing.
All right, Noctis, you wanna round it up? You already said a couple, but do you have any ones to add?
Bro, I'm having like a nostalgia trip, so I'm like in my memories, dude. I don't know what to say.
Very deep. All right. And
man,
we
very
are
deep,
going
dude.
to take a quick break. We'll be back for a few questions since we talked a long time and we have places to be. But with that said, I think DFree, you're probably going to get off the podcast now, unless you still have a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I've got to go, unfortunately, but I'll go ahead and say my goodbyes now. So, like I said, thank you for having me on. Obviously, now we have more opportunities. We'll have more opportunities to do more of these. So, it won't be that long before I'm back.
Promise.
And yeah, I'm happy to be here just in general.
Yeah, welcome
Thanks
to the
for being
team,
on.
dude.
Yeah.
Welcome, man.
Yeah.
Big
Hey,
fat
thank you.
welcome,
Man.
and we're all happy to have you on. I'm just gonna speak for everybody here. I don't care.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break, and we will see you in 3 minutes. All right, we're back. You can see we're one member short now, but that doesn't mean we can't answer your questions. And I am going to hand it over to MC Battle. What's up?
Oh, what's up, guys? Bring me your questions. I will say it out loud. Okay, Pulsar 372. Would you guys consider doing general kits video for characters people would like to see in the game?
Sounds like fan-made characters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you have seen our characters, what if characters comes with the on
Piccolo.
our All-Star banners?
Oh, yeah.
Like Piccolo, yeah. That comes with Piccolo, but it was Goku. But you guys had good ideas with that.
We should make that for Black Friday. Who do you want as
yeah.
DLF?
Yeah, and you guys can
main
make a
unit.
kit. Yeah, we can definitely do something like
Mafuba
that.
Master Roshi.
Yeah, because I actually liked a lot of the submissions that we got, because we did put out a fan-made character submission form over on the Twitter page. If you guys aren't following us over there already, make sure you go ahead and do that. But it was basically, some of you guys went on there and said that for whoever was coming alongside Piccolo, someone said the Thouser Squad, and I was like, that would sound sick. Some people wanted a new cooler and stuff like that.
I mean, it's called Cooler Armored Squadron, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of cool submissions, right? We'll definitely do it again before Black Friday actually hits. That way we can see what units you guys would actually build yourselves for Black Friday.
Yeah. Now, let's see. Next question. Do you guys think they should make it so if you rush a revival / endurance unit, you get your second rush faster? Like how it works if you get your rush kit?
Absolutely not.
No.
I do not want the second rush at all, period. Like, I sometimes, in some matches, I get salty when I get one rush because the game goes to like almost timer. It's 1v1. I am about to pull my final strike card and then they rush me and I get salty.
Yeah.
Normally, I play so that I kind of expect one rush to happen, but two rushes is just too much. Especially if there's no balance in terms of how fast both people get theirs. Like, I feel you shouldn't even get a second one when the first person hasn't even used their first one.
Yeah. What do you think, Noctis? Azdeek?
Noctis, I'll let you go first.
Yo, I'm 100% on Palm's side. Like, a second rise rush is just BS. Like, why? Some people get it so fast that it's not even funny. And like you said, like, sometimes you don't even rush at all. And they don't care, man. They throw a second rush. They even throw a third rush if they can. And why? Like come on,
It's
man.
also not fun, to me at least.
Yep.
Not at all. No.
Yeah, for me personally, I think I don't necessarily think this is a hot take, but I think revival characters were a mistake. Because obviously now you want that second rush. Like, if you're going against a revival unit, you're like, okay, let me pop this first rush, let me get my second rush. That's the whole nature of Gogeta's platinum equipment, right? That's the whole reason why they even gave him that third slot where he can get 2 Dragon Balls back. He already gets 2 Dragon Balls back within his own kit, getting 4 back. And so there's been a lot of situations where, for me personally, if I'm running Gogeta 4 and I see a Klapko on the enemy team or Revival Gohan, I'll literally just rush that Revival units, get my 4 Dragon Balls back. And there's been a lot of times where the first combo I get off after I pop that Revival, I'll just have my second rush right there. And I know that's frustrating for the other player, right? Because the whole point of the Revival was to kind of like have that rush mitigation and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's still not good. That's why I think Endurance was a lot better. Endurance works because you have people that can nullify Endurance. If you had a unit that nullified Revival, people would not be happy about that at all. And so their solution was, okay, well, let's just go ahead and give them 2 rushes with Revival Disruption. Or, we're getting more Revival Disruption, so we're getting other ways to kind of like counteract it overall and stuff like that. But yeah, when there's a Revival unit on the enemy team, I'm going to double rush. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not saying that's like the best solution that they could have came up with, but that's like the solution that you have right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, personally, for me, that's third slot is useless because I get 2 Dragon Balls. I don't rush anyway, so I'm like, eh. And because somebody in chat also just said, DKP mains say what? First of all, what? And second of all, for me, I use DKP and Cell to mitigate my opponent or like stall out my opponent's Rising Rush. Because this way I can try and get an advantage, maybe even kill a unit before he can rush me, so then it's 2v2. And I do acknowledge that this team is toxic if you rush with it. Like, you're gonna go rush, and then you're just using DKP's main, steal 2 Dragon Balls, get your second rush, stall your opponent's rush, maybe kill a Revival with Cell. And I can see how this is not fun to play against. And I'm sorry if I ever did that to you and traumatized you.
You did it to me, Palm. I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay, but you deserved it though. Probably.
Maybe. Okay, I can probably agree with that.
Yeah, you had it coming. Okay. I think we have time for one more question.
Okay, then the question is this: what do you guys think about PvP leagues? By thanks God.
That honestly, that sounds sick. I don't know if you guys have ever played a very, very toxic game called Overwatch, but they have PvP league, or they have leagues, right? Like they have I'm pretty sure most competitive games have this. It's not just exclusive to Overwatch, but they have like a bronze league, like a platinum league, diamond league, all that good stuff. And so I think it provides a lot more of a competitive environment. I'm very excited for it to come through.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I find the system very interesting because if you are going to be like Battle Rank 70 and you are in that league, do you stay in that league and keep being Battle Rank 70? I hope it is. Because I really am sick of being from Battle Rank 50 back to the rank 35.
Yeah.
Just annoying.
It is annoying. It's annoying just
maybe
grinding
you'll
back up.
maybe you'll get reset to 50 instead.
But,
I mean, the thing is, we
okay,
don't
okay.
know yet what the spread is. Maybe Battle Rank 70 is still going to be just below 7,000 RP, and they're just going to, just like with the star system, they're just going to add more steps in between where you rank up. And then at one point when you're in the league, you're still only getting the fun matches against people of a similar skill, which I think this is going to be the fun part for me. This is why I'm looking forward to leagues, because the one thing is for content creators, it's kind of meh, but also for me, it's not fun, like playing against like a 3GG Battle Rank 30 player who has like 3-star units, and your units basically just get tickled by them. It's just not fun for either side. So I think it's a great change.
Yeah, I think that's a...
What do you mean, man? Winning is fun, dude.
Yeah.
Just win, man.
No, because even
Ex-toxic.
Garesh has made that point, whereas whales don't want to fight against, for the most part at least. I don't know, some whales may like that, like they might like actually just stomping their opponent. But I remember Garesh even saying he doesn't want to fight people that have no stars on their characters because there's no point. It's boring at that point for some
Feels
players.
bad.
Yeah.
But I have to say, and I have to also go back to Nolar, who, as a fellow whale, says that this is what keeps games alive, is that whales, they want to stomp fish. Most whales. Not all of them, but many of them, they just basically, I remember Tiny Whale, I think he quit the game when they implemented the training battle system with level 14, or when you could just use LBR mode in friendly matches, because now everybody got the same toys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
don't agree with
of
that.
tournaments adapted to that and used that. Right.
So it basically was useless
That's
when
why.
you're a whale. As long as you get the units, you can just play your tournaments and yeah.
See, the thing with that, and this is this might be, I don't even care. But so the thing with that is that a lot of people in the tournament scene and the competitive scene, although how small it is within Legends, when that change went into effect, and every single competitive scene, everyone that was hosting tourneys were immediately like, we're going to do all of our matches in LBR. Everyone's getting 14 stars. And so many whales were upset because a lot of whales there was a lot of tournaments that theoretically they would be winning easily with their star count and stuff like that, having all 14 stars, they started losing them. Right?
Now
Not
they needed
saying
skill. Oops.
Yeah, it was definitely a big skill issue there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or anything like that. And a lot of them quit. So I think it's a W for Legends overall. I think that it was a good change. But obviously, some of those whales did not feel the same way.
Yeah, I can understand it from their perspective as well.
Mm-hmm.
Battle, what are your thoughts? Yes, you.
My thought?
Yeah.
I mean, my thought about this is it's all going positive. I have no problem with all the system, and yeah, all we can do is wait. I mean, they announced it, but we don't know how they will execute it.
That's true. I guess we'll get more details as we go. But
Yeah, all we know is that they are going to, from what I know, from what they're talking about, they're going to check out which connect to someone better or not. And they are going to make sure that you fight that guy less if he's laggy. If the connection's not laggy.
yes, no more Ayush. Let's go.
What about my connection? How's that?
Free to play.
Yeah, my free to play connection. Yeah.
Free to DC.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
No, but it's just like, I think everybody has that one player that when they see their name pop up on the screen, they're like, ugh. You know, just
Yeah, because
they're bracing
that guy
themselves.
should know.
Yeah, they're bracing
That guy
themselves
should-
for this shitty match.
Because that guy knows he's like, because he abusing it as much as possible.
Yeah, sometimes it's even when you see a certain guild, you're like, oh god. Yeah. You already know.
Yeah.
BSK.
Yeah.
No, I hear a lot of North Americans complain that they get even matched with people so far away.
Yeah.
And I can agree. I sometimes also get matched from people from like Pakistan, which is not around the corner.
That's
Just weird.
crazy.
Me with
Yeah.
the Japanese people.
Or what Miss just said in chat. I'm not gonna repeat it on on proof. But yeah, I think that's it. Well, I know that's it because I'm the one that can end the stream. So we're gonna cut it off here. Again, if you don't already do that, make sure to subscribe to DFree on YouTube. He's an up-and-coming content creator. He's been trying for a long time, but now he's finally exploding. No, I'm kidding. But if you don't know him by now, go check him out. Obviously, follow all our other creators as well. Battleamore on Twitch, Noctis on Twitch, and Azdeek over on YouTube.
Yeah.
And with that said, we will be back next week with the first episode of the 60s. So episode 60 of the Ultra Space Time podcast. Until then, make sure to follow all our social medias and, follow us on Twitter for updates. Follow us on YouTube for Tournament of Power Shorts, for interesting videos. You'll see the 5-9 Direct, 5-9 Mobile, 5-9 Entertainment, all the good channels for all your entertainment needs. And with that said, have a good one, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good day, guys.
Later, guys.
So peace out.